All right, Shalom. First expression, all praise to Yahweh by Shema Shai, by Shema Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that we will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now, as you can see, this is a lesson on the UFOs. It says, mysterious glowing orbs seen off North Carolina coast. So I'm just going to jump right into it. It says, was it a military exercise, parachute flares, or a bona fide UFO squadron maneuvering off the East Coast? It says, so far there is no explanation for the glowing orbs filmed last week hovering over the ocean off North Carolina's Outer Banks. It says William Guy captured the mysterious cluster of lights in a 31-second video while aboard a ferry in the Pamlico Sound Lagoon. He uploaded it on YouTube on September 28th. It says, as the camera pans to the orbs, Guy can be heard asking, can anybody tell me what that is? We're in the middle of the ocean on a ferry, nothing around. Look, nothing around. No land, no nothing. A person on the boat said, you only see this stuff on TV. The Charlotte Observer was first to report the story. It says last month the Navy confirmed that 3 online videos purportedly showing UFOs are genuine, but stated that the clips should have never been released. Right. I don't know if I read that right. It said last month the Navy confirmed that 3 online videos purportedly showing UFOs are genuine, but stated that the clips should have never been released. 2 of the clips were recorded in 2015 and 2004, in which the UFOs, which are called the Cherriots in the scriptures, have been showing up for quite some time now. And people still just now, well, if you just now waking up to it now, then there's something wrong with you, because the Cherriots, the UFOs, have been around for the longest, So this is just another clip of them showing it.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Oh, thing, dude. That's not LNS though, is it? It's not. It is LNS, dude. Well, if there's like this thing, it's rotating. Like a 6-1 thing with Roger going. Oh, got it! Woohoo! Roger, they're shooting. Are you box moving target? No, I took an auto charge. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at this fly.
All right. I'm going to try to stop it before this next one plays. I'm trying to look up what's 120 knots.
Back. She is one of the most well-recognized jewelers.
Slaki, give me 1 second. All right, it says 120 knots is 138.094 miles per hour. So that's how fast the Chariot was going. And I think he said towards the wind too. So that's speed and power. Something Esau doesn't have when it comes to defeating the Cherriots. And the only reason why he was able to capture that on film like how he did is
designers in the country, and she's already
So, but yeah, these sightings are just a sign to mark the downfall of this kingdom and the rest of the kingdoms around the world, and for the deliverance of the elect of Israel from the nuclear missiles. So I'm gonna start with this scripture. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 30. It says, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, which the clouds are the chariots. The Son of Man is Yahushua, with power and great glory." It says, "And he shall send his angels," because they're gonna be coming in chariots too, "with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect, his chosen, from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other." So these chariots, aren't coming back for everybody to laugh, joy, be playful, and all that extra stuff. They're coming back on a mission, because there's a lot of hidden agenda, so to speak, going on right now that Esau trying to keep covered up as far as the chariots and the new world order, and ultimately the destruction of America. But the prophets know. Then you got some people that's outside of the prophets that know, but they're not of Israel, not of the elect. They're not going to be saved from it. So them knowing ain't going to do them no justice. This is Psalm chapter 104, verse 3. It says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots," the UFOs. "Who walketh upon the wings of the wind." Right. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, verse, I'm going to start at verse 1. "Now it came to pass in the 13th year of the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Kabar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of the Most High. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzai, in the land of Chaldeans, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river of Kabar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud," which is a chariot, so-called UFO, "and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire." Right. And that's talking about the lights of the chariots, because as you can see in the picture, when them chariots show up, they be having lights on them, different types of lights. And the amber right there, the color amber, is like it's between I think it's between orange and yellow on the color wheel when you look it up. So yeah, it isn't going to be coming out of the sky with a whole bunch of fire around it like how the movie portrays Independence Day. It's just talking about the lights. It says, "Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot." So these are the angels. "And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass." Right. So the angels are brown skinned, and although the angels can just walk around and stuff, people don't see them and stuff. 1, they're not white. 2, they are the ones that make the chariots and are the ones that are in the chariots, man. This is verse 8. It says, "And they had the hands of a man under their wings, on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not. When they went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man, and the face of a lion, right? And the face of a man represents intelligence. The face of a lion represents courage. On the right side, and they four had the face of an ox, which is strength. On the left side, they four also had the face of an eagle, meaning they can fly. So that's all it's talking about. Yeah, that's all it's talking about. So in them so-called UFOs, is angels that can fly, they got strength, they got courage, and got wisdom. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. It says, Behold, he cometh with clouds, which is chariots, and every eye shall see him. That's talking about Yahweh Shai. He gonna come back with them chariots, the UFOs that you can see. You know, this right here is prophecy. These are signs of his return, man. And you don't want to see when Yahweh Shai come back, because that's when everything gonna get cracking, though. That's when the real battle gonna begin. You know, and all that laughter and stuff that you seen that these military men were doing, they're gonna be afraid. The Lord gonna have to put the spirit on them to fight, you know. But this is back to Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Right, so Yahweh Shai gonna come with them chariots, and everybody around the world gonna see him. And they also which pierced him, which explains reincarnation, because the Lord gonna bring them back, the ones that pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Right. Because when that time come, everybody gonna know, you know, what's to come of them. You know, the prophet's been out there for the longest, teaching everybody what these chariots are for, what's coming to America, you know, all of the above. And they didn't want to take heed, you know, from our people to the heathen nations. So, and the heathen nations can't take heed. No way. They just get judgment. But our people don't want to take heed. So everybody gonna know what this mean when it happens. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 5. It says, And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Right. So they coming to subdue Yahweh Shai when he come back in that big chariot. And the sea represents out of space. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain, a great chariot, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill, because like it was graven, and I could not. That's how big the chariot's gonna be. That's how big the UFO gonna be. You know. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Right, so all that laughter that dude was doing, you know, when they was chasing it, and I got it, and all this extra stuff, it ain't gonna be like the movies. It is not gonna be like the movies. People are going to be terrified when Yahweh Shai come back with the angels. And I just gave you some of the angels' traits: strength, they can fly, they got the wisdom. And strong, man. Esau can't even keep up with the so-called UFOs, the chariots now, when they trying to record and all the extra stuff. So imagine, you know, if when they come back, they just start stepping out them chariots. So, but I don't want to drag it out. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles and who will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.